guys, and welcome back to my channel. Once again, we are in a different setting, and that's because of the simple fact that I'm going to do a mask on my face because since I arrived here, my skin has been going crazy, and since the mask I think has to set on my face for around 10 minutes, I figured it was the perfect time for me to do this video with you so that my video will not be too long for once. It will be under 15 minutes long. That's my goal. And today's video is going to be about the 10 things to do before uni starts. And yeah, I'm only a first year. I haven't really properly started university yet, so don't quote me on anything. These are just the things I personally am doing and did before uni starts. So if this interests you, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with other people that could benefit from it as well. And before we start, I need to attach my hair, wash my face, and I'll meet you guys in a second. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to apply this mask now, which is the Clear Improvement Active Charcoal Mask to clear pores, and I hope that it will really clear my pores because they really need it. And once I've done that, I'm going to put like a 10-minute timer because if this thing is not dried yet, I really want to respect the 10 minutes. So let me do this. So now that I've put the mask on, the timer is on, so I have 10 minutes, and so let's start. So the first thing that I would suggest that you do before uni starts is to go uni shopping, if that is online or if that is in real life. Just go uni shopping, buy the stuff that you need, because you don't want to arrive in a place that once you don't know and then two you don't have the stuff that you need. That happened to me, and so my flatmate is very kind and was able to like lend me a few different things, but it's not the most comfortable of situations if you arrive in your accommodation and you just don't have what you need and you don't have anything that's yours. It just makes you feel a bit more like I don't really belong here yet. So if you buy everything beforehand, it's just going to make this transition a bit smoother, I think. And also it's important for you to figure out what you really need and what you don't need, because there are some things that you're not going to need, and just don't buy them if you think you won't need it. And if you do need them, you can always go to the shop later on and buy it then. Then my next piece of advice is for you to join Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups with people that are in the same accommodation as you, people that are in the same flat as you, or people that are doing the same course as you. So this will give you kind of an idea of who you'll be spending most of your time with, but also it gives you an idea to meet people and the opportunity to talk to them. And also what I did was that when I would find people that lived in the same area as me or people that I think I could connect with, I just sent them a private message and started like a private conversation, because I just feel that sometimes talking on group chats with like 256 people or a lot of people is not as personal, and it's a bit more difficult to make connections like that. So I would suggest that you do that. Then the third thing that I would suggest that you do, and I think that's something I saw a while back on Lydia's channel, so Lydia Violetta's channel, is the fact that you should think about what you are keen to do at uni. Like what do you want to try? What are the things that you would be fine with doing, and what are the things that for sure you do not want to get close to, that you don't want to touch it? So drugs, things like that. Think about it before you get to uni, so you know when situations where people would ask you to try stuff or to do things, you already know beforehand what your answer is, so you're not as vulnerable and as gullible or as inclined to do things that you're not comfortable with doing. So if you think about these things first, it makes answering people when they ask you these kind of questions a bit easier. So maybe do that. Take a bit of time to reflect on what you would want to do at uni and what are you keen on trying. Then the fourth thing I would suggest that you do is to look at the societies. Go on your university's website, the student union's website, and look at all of the societies there are. Look at what you're interested in and make a list of everything that you're interested in. Look at their Facebooks and just kind of get to know what you would be interested in before even Freshers Week or something like that, so you know where to look when you have your society's fair or something like that. So it already gives you kind of a foot in the door, and it makes choosing your societies a bit easier. Then the next thing that I want to tell to you guys about is the fact that if your university gives you access to like the IT and your resources and your reading lists and things like that, Take the time to look at them, take the time to read them, and if you want, you can also maybe start reading a few different things, start, looking at what your course is going to be. So that not only gives you an idea of what you'll be studying, it also gives you an idea of how to use the university's interface. Because sometimes it is extremely, extremely confusing, and having that time to get to know it and be comfortable with using this interface before uni actually starts, I think is a good thing, so you won't have to do this when it actually starts and be panicked, like, where am I going to find my lecture? When am I going to do this? Especially now that everything's online, I think it's a really good thing to just take the time to look at the resources online and figure out how to navigate it. My face is starting to crease and it's going to get a bit more difficult to speak, so bear with me. Then the next thing I could suggest that you do is that you can start looking at what are the things to do in your city. Gosh, my face is like creasing, so sorry. To look at the different things that there are in your city and kind of what you would want to visit, what would you want to go see. Of course, now with COVID and everything, there's some restrictions, some things are closed, but still kind of look on the internet to figure out what are the interesting things in your city, what are the nice cafes, what are the, so you can kind of start to know a bit better where you're going to be living for the next few years and how to navigate it. So that's a good thing. Also look at what's around your accommodation, what are the places to go shop, what are the places to buy groceries and things like that. So you just kind of starting to create a homely feel and starting to get to know your surroundings even before arriving to uni. That could be something you could do. Then the next thing that's I think pretty important, and I didn't really do that, is to ask your parents, ask your older siblings, ask people that you know questions that you have about living alone. Like, how do you do laundry if you don't know how to do it yet? Like, how do you do laundry? What's the temperature that you have to use for laundry? I made a mistake and something shrunk. Anyways, just also ask questions like, how often do you have to do laundry? How often do you change sheets? How do you iron? How do you cook? And how can you meal prep, things like that. Like, all of the questions you have about being independent and living alone, try to ask them to your parents or anyone you know before you leave, so you already have those answers. And of course, if you still need questions and you still have questions, you can always call your parents or call your friend. It's never going to be an issue, but maybe before you leave, just so you have kind of like introduction to what it's like to be living alone, rather than being in your face when you arrive, you know what I mean? And then I think this is the there's 3 last things to do. The thing that I want to talk to you guys about now is spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, spend time with all the people that you will be leaving behind before leaving to uni. And don't be too focused on I'm leaving. Use the last moments or the last days that you have in your city to spend some time with the people that you love, so you can create some nice memories with these people, and try to, if you can, set dates on when you'll be able to see each other again, so you have something to look forward to. Of course, COVID is making things a bit more difficult, but if you can do that, then do that. The penultimate thing is a very, let me just check the time. I have a minute left. So the penultimate thing is something that for me is extremely, extremely important. Register with a GP. Look at the NHS website and figure out the GPs that live near your that have practices near your accommodation, and register with them, especially now with the times of COVID. And just generally, you want to be registered with a GP so you can go to someone if you have anything health related, and if you have any questions. It's a good thing to do that even before you go to uni, because you can do that remotely and virtually. So that's a good thing, and it's very, very important, so do that. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is thinking about your finances. So do you already have a bank account and a credit card or a debit card? So if you do, then keep that one. If you don't, which bank do you want to register with? Think about your finances. What is your budget? How much money can you use every single month? So think about these things before you get to uni, so you already know and can already track your spendings, because it's very, very easy to spend a lot of money in very little time. So if you before uni already think about what your budget is and how you want to budget, it can already kind of make that transition of taking care of your own money a bit easier. So yeah, I'm done. I will do the outro and talk to you guys just after I take this off, because my face is just, I can't speak very well. So I'll be back in a few. was helpful, that you're able to take home a few different tips and tricks that could help you with things to do before university starts, as university is starting very, very soon. And if, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with other people that could benefit from it as well. You can also go follow my socials, so on Instagram at differently.moi, and just tell me as well if you enjoyed this new type of content. For me, I must say that I thoroughly enjoyed it because it allowed me to multitask and allowed me to do 2 things at the same time and make sure that I only talk for 10 minutes and give you 10 tips in 10 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm done. Thank you for watching.